Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special football edition of On the Spot with David Rodgers as we are under a tornado watch getting ready for Friday night against Bowles High School in Jacksonville, Florida. This is the live Facebook interactive show where you, the viewer, has total input on topics of discussion regarding any subject that includes commenting, talking, or debating, not with just your host, but with each other, you, the viewers. You control and run this show. We are just the rudder, ladies and gentlemen, that steers this big old vessel. This is a show that is wide open with no limits as we bring it to you first. We talk about local news, politics, and business, sports, and other things pertinent to our community, including Stark, Lake Butler, Keystone Heights, Waldo, Melrose, Brooker, Middleburg, Lake City, and our regional area. We also talk about happenings in the great state of Florida and South Georgia as we talk about state news, politics, and sports there. And also delve into news and current events going on in our great nation and the world today that affect our everyday lives. Now let me introduce the show team guys that make it all happen, bringing the move to the groove. First behind the controls with the video and audio is our senior producer, Super Daredevil Holland. Dave, yeah, say hello to everybody, Dave.
Hello, everybody.
Forgot your first name, Dave. Also behind the scenes is our director, Michael the Dragon Slayer Heater. Up next, our advertising and marketing guru, John Better Than Snopes Propes. And our sports production assistant, Roger the Tornado Cruz. And to my right, with local news and breaking information, Mitchell, the American Scout, and your lookout on terrorism and anything else that does not belong or looks out of place, Gunner.
That's right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon. And our historian and governmental whiz on national and world politics, Byron, fighting to help keep your freedom and rights Bagwell, is on a well-deserved vacation, and we are happy to have him tuning in and watching our broadcast tonight. And I forgot, our weather guy, the man with the plan, the guy that knows all weather all the time, and that's Austin, the storm chaser, Steven. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
There you go. And I'm your host, Mr. David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
The Show Pony.
the Show Pony. Welcome to the show. We are coming to you live from the Bradford County Sheriff's Office, and we want to thank our very good friend and our sheriff, the best sheriff in the state, Sheriff Gordon Smith, and everyone here for the hospitality and everything that they give us to do a show each and every week. Now it's time to kick off the show with our prayer, our pledge of allegiance, and our patriotic quote of the night. So, let's start off with the prayer like we always do, of course.
Let's do it, brother.
Let's do it. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for this beautiful day that you've given us, dear Lord, this beautiful night, this beautiful setting that we're able to do this show with, dear Lord. Let us take this information that is given to us and we forward it to our viewers, dear Lord, and that they take it and they discern it, and they put it in their minds, dear Lord, and take it as they wish. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day, that it goes to the nourishment of our bodies, and our bodies to thy service. Any unspoken prayer request or prayer requests that we have seen, dear Lord, that you touch those people as well. Again, thank you for everything that you do for us each and every day. Keep us safe throughout the week and this beautiful weekend that we have coming up. And the game, dear Lord, the big game that we have between our Bradford Tornadoes and the Bowles Bulldogs, that we have a great game, that all the players are safe, and that they show good sportsmanship. And we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, and the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen. All right. Let us stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right, all right. Well, good afternoon and welcome in to On the Spot with David Rodgers. And we've got, as always, the Quick and Dirty.
That's right.
If anybody that's new tuning in, the Quick and Dirty is our local news forecast for our region. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick stories here. Here's a Quick and Dirty for this Tornado Watch Tuesday night, sponsored by Austin's Weather Service in Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook. Send in your zip code and get a detailed local forecast just for you. A wrong-way driver caused a head-on collision in Waldo, Florida, Saturday night that left 4 dead, including a 4-year-old child. The crash and subsequent fire killed the parents of the child as well as the wrong-way driver. 6-month-old girl did survive, though. That's great. The crash occurred on State Road 24, also known as Northeast Waldo Road, at the Waldo city limits around 11:40 p.m. Saturday. The crash remains under investigation by the FHP. The walls and roof of the new livestock pavilion at the Bradford County Fairgrounds is going up at the fairgrounds as the Fair Association is on target with the planned construction. Anyone with any questions can contact the Fair Association at 904-964-5252. The city of Stark is finishing up their decorations along Call Street and the downtown square, getting ready for the holidays. Be sure to drive down this weekend to check out the lights and the displays.
That's right.
Speaking of the weekend, let's get ready for some football, Mitchell.
Right.
Stay tuned for a preview as we are in the middle of a tornado watch this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, here's your Austin's Weather Service quick and dirty forecast for the region. Very comfortable, cooler temperatures are here, and here is Austin with the latest and greatest. Give it to us, Austin.
All right, so first, everyone was kind of confused about it. There is no tornado watch is for the Bradford tornadoes. There's no literal tornado watch. But I got some bad news for our friend that's on vacation. He might get rained on while he's hunting. But for our local area, expect amazing weather. Tonight, mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, sunny. High pressure has moved in. Drier conditions with highs in the mid to upper 70s. I don't want to hear my next door neighbor running his AC. Open up your windows. Stop ruining the environment. Great football weather for this weekend.
Thank you, Austin. Anything else you want to add in?
I just want to add thank you, everyone, for all the feel better wishes. I've been recently dealing with a cold. I finally have my voice back. Thank you.
Great deal. And that is your quick and dirty for this Tornado Watch Tuesday, brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. From tropical weather to a flash forecast, find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook or click on the link from our On the Spot page to get there.
That's correct.
That's it right there. All right, Mr. Mitchell Gunner. Man, what an exciting show we got. Mr. Byron Bagwell, special assignment tonight, but he's going to be on vacation. We won't have him for a couple of shows. So me and you get to be the dynamic duo. I'm Batman, you're Robin.
Why do I have to be Robin?
Well, you look more like Robin.
Well, you kind of look like Wonder Woman.
Oh, my goodness. I hate Aquaman. Yeah, whatever. That's pretty good. Yeah, well, hey, how about we put Robin in his boxers? By the way, Mitchell, I did find out who your greatest grandmother is.
Who's that?
Drum roll, please. And it's none other than old Mother Hubbard. Look at that. Well, oh, Mitchell Gunner.
That's a fictional character.
Yes, it is, Mitchell Gunner. Yes, it is.
When she gonna bake a
So, Robin.
Hey, I am a legend, though,
You are.
in my own mind.
Yes, you are. And in time. But that's all right, Robin, since we're the dynamic duo tonight. Hey, well, let's welcome in some people. How about that, Mitchell? Why don't you welcome in some people? How about
Okay,
that?
we got George Conkell.
Yeah.
We got Connie Wilson.
Yeah.
We got Donald Stevens.
Yeah.
We got Alan, Shirley Bagwell,
See you in us?
City Ennis.
Yeah, Hines, yeah.
Cliff. We
Yeah.
got Cliff Smiley on here.
Yeah. Hey,
And if anybody doesn't know who that is, he works at your Bradford Telegraph, and
there you go.
I'm surprised he's on because most of the time he is behind that desk, probably about
Yeah.
16 hours a day.
Yeah.
We also got Roger Cruz and Brad Smith.
Roger Cruz, your
Caleb
son.
Dukes. I mean, the names are just
Yeah,
keep on
Eddie
going.
Sigmund,
Yeah.
Jacob Swaggerty, with the names keep coming. You know why? There's a tornado watch on the way,
right.
brother. Everybody's excited about Bradford Tornado football. We're going to get into that here in just a couple of minutes. But right now, I know you got some local news for us, brother, and some local happenings.
Well, one of the things I want to mention on a sad note, I would like everyone to keep the Hersey family in their
Yes.
prayers, as they lost Mr. Elbert Hersey this week. He was a really good man, worked for the Bradford County school system for a long
did.
time in the maintenance department, and then he actually became a school board member and served our community. And I just want to let that family know that we're going to be keeping them in our thoughts and prayers for weeks to come. You know, it's one of those things that just don't go away in a day or two. And it has long-lasting effects, and we just want to let them know that we're thinking about them.
Very well-known man in the community, like you said. Very family-oriented man. Very Christian man.
Yes.
He is the epitome of what we called a standout individual, Mitchell, in our community.
Oh, exactly. And I had the honor of running against him for the
Yeah.
school board,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was actually a great experience. He was one of those that he didn't try to go find
No.
mud and throw it on anybody.
Nope.
He was never that type of person. But he will be missed
Yes, he would be sorely missed.
by this community.
Yes, and I tell you, hopefully the Hersey legacy lives on through him. I know he has family, and he's got kids and everything. So, like I said, our condolences and our prayers go out to the Hersey family.
Definitely.
So, Mitchell, what else do you have for us, my brother?
Don't forget, this Saturday night,
Oh!
we got the chili cook-off.
Yes, we do,
And
don't
yours
we?
truly is going to be DJing there.
Yeah, MCing and DJing,
just
right?
want to go over that just a little bit on November the 23rd.
Yeah.
There will be a chili cook-off at the Women's Club at Stark, and that is located at 201 North Walnut Street. There will be prizes for the top 3 places. To enter into the contest is $10, which is pretty daggum cheap.
Pretty cheap.
And chili has to be ready to serve at 5 o'clock for judging. But that's not all.
What?
They're going to have a beard contest.
Are
Are you
they?
going to get in that?
No, man, shoot. Are you kidding? You know what they'll do at me? They'll laugh at me.
They'll probably hold
You
down
know,
and
no,
shake
you know
it.
what? Yeah, probably. They said, hey, you know what they'd say, Mitchell? Is that a beard? Yeah, sheesh,
They
no.
might just call that a little peach fuzz.
Yeah, hey, can I get into peach fuzz category?
There you go.
All right, there you go.
But to be part of that, you can buy a meal and be part of the beard contest, and that's $30. But if you just want to go in and have a meal, it's $20. And that money, I believe, goes to the American Cancer Society.
I do believe so. And the Relay for Life
Right.
deal, yeah, that's
and,
exactly. Yeah.
I do a lot of things for Relay for Life. It's great to get involved in your community and help others that are fighting that battle. I don't wish it on no one. I've
No.
actually seen some of my family go through it and, actually died as a result of cancer. And so we got to keep on striving to fight the fight. And that's by having these fundraisers and raising money to develop new drugs and research.
Most everybody knows my wife, Miss Shelley Rodgers. She fought that battle. She had
Right.
breast cancer and fought that battle, so she is a cancer survivor. And, so it hits near and dear to all of our hearts.
definitely.
We all got people that we know or that has had it, and whether they're a survivor or, like you said, whether they passed on, we got to keep that money coming for research. And hopefully one day, as you said,
Right.
we'll be able to find a cure for some of this stuff. And
they
who knows?
They are making great,
Yes, they
great
are.
strides. So,
Yeah.
you just got to keep the ball moving with donations,
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
Which, I'm doing the car show in February the 28th.
Right?
I'm not even see about your DJ in that. If
Yeah,
you're
sure.
interested.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Hey, whatever helps out the community and us. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we'll have more details if you
Yeah.
want to find out what's going on with that. There's already a Facebook page made up.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that'll be here before we know it.
Yes, it will.
But also, I wanted to let everybody know, remember that November 30th is Shop Small.
Yes.
So that is to help your community by spending your dollars here.
Right.
And we went over this this past Saturday
Right.
about spending money here and how much is kept.
Hang on just a minute, Mitchell. Hang on just a minute.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Hey, Miss Hey, how you doing, Vicky? You doing okay? Yep. You know what? Yes, ma'am. Mitchell's sitting right here, by the way. Is that right? Mitchell purchased a $2,000 ring from you? Wow. And give it to his lovely wife. And he's making payments on it.
Now the cat's out of the
Okay.
bag.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Vicky. You let the cat out of the bag. That's all right. Anyway, Mitch, I'm
But
messing
yeah,
with you.
Shop Small, hit our small stores. And it's not just for the small stores
No.
either. You can hit the big chain stores like
Sure.
like Walmart or go to Ace.
Yeah.
Go to the dollar store. I mean,
Yep.
so it's a way to keep tax dollars here.
Yeah.
Hey, and guess what? You'll save money because you're not putting it all in your gas tank to get to Jacksonville or Gainesville
No.
to go shopping.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity.
Hey, don't have to mess with the hustle and bustle.
That's right.
You know, and what was that? You had some numbers. What was that, John? Can you remember? 63%?
Yeah.
It was for every $100
Right.
that are spent. If you go to Walmart and spend $100, $43 of the 100 will come back into the community via payroll or fees for the county or anything like that.
Wow. Okay.
If you spend it $100 in a locally owned store, $68 of the 100 will stay in the community.
Okay.
And so it's part of a project called the 350 Project. And so what it urges is for everybody to spend $50 a month in local communities. And so the statistics are if only half of the employed population of America spent $50 in locally owned businesses, it would generate $42.6 billion.
Right.
Wow. That's a big number.
In just local business.
Wow. Is that for the year, John, or is that for like that
That's
particular?
a year.
That's a year.
That's
42.
$42.6
Wow.
billion a year.
Divide that by 52 weeks, and then you'll get your number right there.
And that's just for each. So, like, that's me spending $50, you spending $50.
Right.
And, I mean, in some of these local stores, you get a lot for $50.
Yes, you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
you know, the downtown area, we have several stores down there.
Right.
And, you know, you can park in one place and you can walk to every single one of them.
Right. You can.
And so that right there saves gas.
And
You can spend that extra money on something for your loved one.
Hey, and not only that, Mitchell, while you're shopping, there's
eat.
great places to eat, isn't there? Oh,
you know
my
we're going
God.
to talk about the food.
Yes, we're definitely going to talk about the food. You got the downtown grill there.
Yeah, Al's.
You got the cafe. You got Tony's.
Yeah,
Tony
Tony's
and
and
Al's.
Thai
Yep.
cuisine.
Dean. Yeah.
Well, and, you know, the other thing is, and I learned this not long ago, even if you don't go in necessarily to buy something, go in and check out what some of these local places have.
Absolutely.
Because I guarantee you don't know that these local places have some of the stuff that they do.
That's right.
I was surprised when I walked into the office shop to get some copies not long ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I ended up spending like $300 in there.
Speaking of the office shop, Rusty Greek's got a great thing going on. Rusty Greek has helped out our band numerous times. He's helped out quite several things, but I know he was big into the band. He would donate instruments, find instruments. He would give money. So, yeah, please visit your local area shops, because not only do they do that, a lot of these guys, you heard the list, they sponsor Tornado Football for the radio right there, so we can bring you the broadcast. So, and like I said, they get involved in other things as well. So,
And it's easier
definitely.
for them to do that when
Absolutely.
the local community goes and
They,
gives them some money.
they got
to
the
do
money,
it.
the money to do it with. That's exactly right.
Well, and another thing that's coming up on December the 6th, we're actually pouring concrete this weekend for
Right.
that memorial, for that dedication to be done. We're very excited about that, and that's going to be from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Right.
on that Friday. And it's great to have something like that to be able to honor our fallen veterans. And that helps also to tell our young kids, you know, these people lost their lives to keep the freedoms that we have today, so we can do
Amen.
what we are doing right now,
Right.
so they can play football, have the chance to go to public school.
Right.
So all so it's great to honor those people.
Where's that
Yeah.
located?
It actually, where we're putting the monument, is going to be on the front side of the auditorium that's facing Washington
The
Street.
street. Mm-hmm.
You got the steps going up into the auditorium there.
Right.
And it's going to be right there off to the right-hand side. We wanted to put it in a location where everybody can see it,
Okay.
you know, at any given time.
Wow.
So that's the place where we're putting it. I want to send a special thanks out to Principal Simpson
Yep.
and Mr. Joe Cox
Yep.
for their help getting this thing going. And also Superintendent Stacy Creighton,
Yep.
Jim Missel, Rusty Succo, and the list can go on and on.
Mitchell, you're seeing a lot of great things, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us, you're seeing a lot of great things going on in our community, but you see a lot of great things going on at our high school. The facelift that this thing is getting.
Right.
If you haven't been to the school lately, just take a walk around the campus and take a walk around the stadium and the football. There's facelifts going on all the time.
Take a walk in the office.
In the office.
I mean,
the
it's
way that they
wonderful.
rearrange.
Yeah.
It is wonderful.
It's great.
Oh, my goodness. And you know, they've even gotten better with the security of the school.
Right.
You know, it sits right there on the highway, and any, you know, if back in the day, Mitchell, any drifter could walk in there and do whatever he wanted
Well,
to do.
you know
Now
where
it's a little tougher to do.
When I was in school, it was like
Sure, yeah, a couple of years ago.
Well, where
No.
the office is where we had in-school suspension. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to tell you how I knew that. But
That's where you-
Well, Robin, go ahead and tell us.
That's where you.
You're one of the dynamic duo. Why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
That's where you guys.
I joked around and played around. in
Yeah,
high school.
we
we all
done it.
have.
We've all have.
So, but you know what? I paid for it.
That's okay.
Had to
That's
sit
all right.
in
Hey, but you know
detention
what? You
class.
turned out to be a good citizen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, those kind of things right there, you live and learn from, ladies and gentlemen. And look, you've got a great citizen right here, Mitchell Gunner, looking out for you guys. Some of the things that have occurred, and I know we've talked about that, and we'll get back to that at some point. But some of the things you spearheaded, Mitchell,
Right.
because
Oh,
you care.
I love it. I
Because
love
you
doing
care
it.
about your family and you care about the community.
Right. And
family.
Yeah.
I will help any organization or anybody out at any time that I possibly can.
That's
I
because
mean,
you got a big heart, bro.
That's right.
You got a big heart.
That's right. One other thing I want to mention that's going on that's coming up on December the 16th and 17th is Shop with a Cop. And I had the privilege of doing that when I worked for the DOC to take part in
So
that
did
and
I.
help that out. Wonderful, wonderful program to help these young kids out with Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it breaks my heart because you take these young men, young ladies in there, and you take them shopping for them. And they say, hey, I want to get this for my brother.
Or my mother.
I want to buy some shoes for my mom.
Yeah.
And that just shows you how big these kids' hearts are. They're more worried about their family than they are themselves. It just shows you that there's some good kids out there that has a big heart.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you want to make donations to Shop with the Cop, all you have to do is get with Barry Warren
Yep.
and tell him that you want to donate. And he would be more than willing to meet you, or you can possibly take it up to the police department and give it to him. And he will really appreciate it. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, and I tell you, Mitchell, I used to be involved with that. Dave can attest to this, and I don't know how much you followed back in the years, but we used to have a wrestling organization here called the Coastal Wrestling Association that me and my partner Steve Wicks used to own. And we got involved with Barry Warren a couple of years into our wrestling events, and we started doing Shop with a Cop. And that particular night, right before Barry was to collect up the money for everybody and to take these kids shopping, we would, I think one night we did raise $1,100, didn't we, or so, Dave? I want to say, I know it's been in the thousands, and we just give it to them. And $100 for each kid, that sponsors 10 kids. So at 11, so you got 10 or 11 kids right there that you can sponsor with $1,000, $1,100. So we were just glad that we were able to do that, and that my workers, my wrestlers that would come, did this for free. I didn't have to pay them. Right. They said, hey, we want to help out your community, David. We want to do this. And boom, there it goes. Right. So
last year, their 10th season, they had over 350
kids
in 2 days.
Yep.
This is their 11th season, and hopefully they'll top that.
Yeah, hopefully they will. And I tell you, Mitchell, we need to ask Michael Heater, but better yet, if Gordon's on, see if he can deputize us for the day.
So
Yeah.
we can participate.
So we could be
Right.
cops.
Right.
So, I mean, he'll let us participate. Barry will say, man, if you want to take, I'm sure he don't mind, us taking some kids shopping. But it'd be better if you was a deputy,
Right.
or a cop, Deputy Rodgers, Deputy Gunner,
Deputy Robin.
Deputy Doodah right here, Gunner. Yeah, that's exactly right,
We'll
Robin.
get one of those peel off the back
Back
you
badge
go,
and
there
shit.
Actually, Zane's got a couple of those.
Can I borrow one? I'm gonna say if I can borrow one. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Zane always wants one when he sees one of the officers. Hey, can I have one of those stickers?
Shop with a cop, ladies and gentlemen. Go
Yeah, it's a
ahead.
wonderful program, and what I like to see, what goes on in there. If a kid comes up a little short, this has been in the past. You'll see those correctional officers, those police officers, or whoever's walking with them, chaperoning through the store, and you will see them pull out their wallets and help them with the rest of the cost. It's really great.
Brothers.
If you've never seen it, you just have to try to get in there one day and witness it. It's amazing.
I want to tell you, and all of us have been. Dave, I know you've been. I don't know if John has been. Have you ever been to one, John? Maybe you'll get the honor to do one maybe this year or next year. But let me tell you something. You don't have a heart if that doesn't touch you. Your heart is made of stone if that doesn't touch you. These kids and the way they look at you. Man, those few times that I went, man, it brought tears to my eyes, man. It brings tears to your eyes, and you don't want the kids to see you crying.
No,
you know what I mean?
no.
You know what I mean? But you turn and you sort of wipe a little bit, oh man, and you go, oh, yeah, let's get that. And we've all went into our pockets. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about if we have to. So, what you got, John?
So Cliff Smelly just made a comment and said the deadline to donate to Shop with a Cop is December the 6th.
December
Okay.
6th,
So
okay.
he also said that you can call Barry directly at his work cell phone, which is 352-494-3326, or his office number, which is 904-368-1384.
All
Okay.
right, there you go.
Is there any way that we can actually post
Put that on our-
on the spot? All right.
That'll be on the spot. Those numbers to get a hold of Barry Warren. And last of the donations is December the 6th. I'm sure Barry wants to gather all that up and
Right.
get it ready and get it presented. So let me just take a quick second. Sheila Lyons, thank you. Ashley Cleason, thank you for joining us. Matt Peterson, Matt Barksdale, Carlton Jones, Noah Gibson, Will Smith's on. I hope Will Smith's thing is going good over there at Hope Christian
Right.
Academy, and that's all going well. Will, your Bradford Tornadoes, man, Region 1 final game. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes.
Now, the other thing that we got going on that's going to be really great for our community is the Christmas on Call Street Winter Festival.
Right.
That will start on Friday, December the 13th at 5 p.m., and you can take a carriage ride downtown. Now, all the tickets have to be purchased ahead of time.
Right.
And following that, there will be a Christmas worship service for the community with a nativity scene. Sorry,
Wow.
tongue twister.
Yeah.
So and then it goes on to Saturday the 14th. There will be crafts, food, vendors, bounce houses, baked cookie, and gingerbread house decoration contests. Now, I wonder if they want us to taste those, because I tell you what,
Boy,
we
you
can-
ain't
we can
kidding.
help- we
We
can
can
make 'em
help with that.
disappear, right?
Let's see if we can be taste testers.
there you go.
There's
I'll
it.
get a hold of Miss Chrissy and see if we
Yeah,
can.
maybe I'll pluck her ear Thursday night and say, hey, can we be taste testers? Good.
There'll be live entertainment.
Wow.
The event will start at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
There also will be a car show starting at 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., which I'm heading that up for them.
Are you
for
really?
the downtown merchants.
Okay.
I tell you, I was honored to get the phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be honored. Yeah, absolutely.
Miss Chrissy, she says, "Do you think they'll come?" I says, "They will come. Car people will come."
Car people love those things. They'll come.
And guess what? We're not charging anything for you to enter your car.
I hear
So
you.
it's
Dave's over there with the can over there. Dave, we can't let out our secrets, Dave. Not tonight, Dave. We can't let out our secret.
What
But
are y'all
anyway,
planning on doing? Painting my car?
yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
And what's so good about this year? Like I said, it's free for anyone to enter a car, and it's open to all makes, models, and years.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you got a truck, a car, a motorcycle. Bring it out, have fun, shop around, hit the
Right.
vendors, and then afterwards we do the awards. You have the chance of putting your vehicle in a parade and parade it around for everybody to see.
Wow.
Just in case some people can't get down and they've already got their spots down the road for
Right.
the parade.
Austin's Weather Service on Facebook. Well, there you go. We're getting Austin's Weather Service
right.
again. Sorry about that. I was like, what the heck?
Speaking of Austin's Weather Service, we're actually going to need to know how the weather is going to be
Yeah.
on
Someone
December the
mention my name?
14th.
December 4th.
Yeah, I know it's a little further out.
Okay, well, I think I heard someone's brains rattling back there, but December 14th is a little too far away, but I can try to pull it with the AccuWeather model.
Okay,
All right, appreciate
that'll
it,
work. We
Austin.
appreciate that, Austin.
I'll do that right now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And so the parade's going to take place at 6 p.m.
Right.
I think the usual lineup's going to be in the same area down there on Call Street near the hospital. But there is a new route, and we'll get into that probably Saturday or
Okay.
next Tuesday.
All right.
On the route that the parade will be taking.
Okay.
And guess what? They also are going to have a Miss Winter Christmas pageant.
Is that
and
right?
that will be taking place from 4 to 5 p.m.
Somebody
So
told me you was an entrant.
I don't think they want me to enter.
I'm just saying. I don't know. That was what was.
I don't think so. We don't want to
Oh,
scare
my-
anybody away.
Oh, you got that right,
we want
Robin.
them to come down.
Okay,
downtown.
Robin.
We
That
don't want them
yeah.
to leave.
The
So-
Cape Crusader and Robin.
Right.
Robin, they're
Then after the parade, guess what happens?
What happens?
Well, they light up the Christmas tree.
Heck yeah.
And there's going to be a reading of the Christmas story. So a lot of things going on downtown
Yeah.
during that day. But the fun does not stop there.
What?
It carries on into Sunday,
Shame,
where you can do a pancake breakfast with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Now, reservations are required.
Yep.
So you'll have to get a hold of them at the Downtown Grill, make
Mm-hmm.
your reservations, and that's going to be from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
I've
And,
already made our reservations, by
you
the
already
way.
have?
Batman and Robin.
All
They'll be
right,
there.
sounds good. And then while that's going on, they're going to have a winter Toyland games and crafts and an ugly sweater and wreath decoration contest. You got an ugly sweater?
I got a closet full of them. You need one? Jeez.
So,
To go along with this ugly face.
And that contest is actually going to be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., I guess, with the stuff still going on downtown.
Right.
And as you drive by that area, that town square, where everybody's going to be,
Right.
there's also a gazebo already set up out there for Santa.
Is that right?
So,
Man,
lot
there's
of-
just
lot
a
of-
lot of things.
a
And
lot of great things going
Mitchell, before you go to the next thing there,
Yeah.
won't you talk a little? And I work for Chrissy on Thursday nights, at the Downtown Grill. She's one of our sponsors. She does the Downtown Grill post game report for the Tornadoes.
Right.
But just let everybody know that may not know Chrissy really well what kind of a person those people are.
She's got a heart of gold, and she's willing to help anybody and help this community as much as possible to, have things happen downtown for us.
Yeah.
Keep everything alive.
Yeah.
She's involved in so much. Sometimes I have no idea how she does it all.
I don't either. I don't either. I don't know how she keeps it up, because not only does she do that, Mitchell, she's trying to run that
Right.
that restaurant and that bar and grill there. She also does catering. She does weddings and things like that, and does different things there. So,
I see it.
yeah.
I will say this though, Chrissy is amazing from the few times that I've talked to her, but she also has a great team.
Oh,
with
she
the
does?
Start
She does.
Downtown Merchants
Yeah,
that really kind of help her put all of these great things
Yes.
on.
I agree.
We got a lot of great people involved with this event that's going on.
The Downtown Merchants are all your local businesses.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we wanted to support them on Shop Small.
Right.
Like we was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. They pour their money right back in our community to try to keep things going. And I tell you, if it wasn't for a lot of those men and women,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have
We wouldn't have.
outings and events going on.
You're right. Let me get a few of our guests here. Noah Gibson, thank you. Will Smith, thank you for joining in. Lucy Davis, David Rodgers joined in. Really? Sherry, maybe. Hey, look at here. She says, go BMS band. Look at there, huh? We love our BMS band
right.
because you know what that means? That means they become BHS band members.
That's right.
And we just want to keep the train flowing up. Will Smith, Mitchell will win. You will win, Mitchell. How about that? You ought to enter.
I think you might want to read
You ought to enter.
Cliff's comment.
Read Cliff's comment. Cliff, Mitchell can win title of mistake. Cliffhanger Smelly, buddy, I'll tell you right now. One of our pick'em guys right there that you play against, yeah. It's all about fun, man, I tell you.
By the way, am I ahead of him yet?
Well, I was trying to tally up some numbers. I think y'all are pretty close. Yeah, you had a good week.
Yeah, I only lost 2.
You only lost 2. That's not bad.
I only really
But you
had
know what?
one bad week.
You know what? Cliff only lost 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think Cliff cheated. Anyway, yes, I don't know how he did that. Anthony Black from Tallahassee, Florida. Anthony used to live here. Me and Anthony are really good friends. You used to be buds. You used to help us with the wrestling and listening in from Tallahassee, Florida. How about Bill Edgerton right there? That's Michael Heater's friend.
That's right.
Greetings from Gulf Breeze, Florida, baby. Gulf Breeze. Hey, all right. Jimmy Sparks, whose job I took over at New Millennium in Lake City. Jimmy, a good friend of mine, he helps out with Lake City, Columbia football all the time. Hey, he's in Daytona Beach now. He's retired. Him and his lovely wife are in Daytona Beach. How's the weather there, Jimmy? I tell you, we probably would have loved to have done that from your balcony of your condominium that you're at. Renee Stegall Shaw from Pascagoula, Mississippi, my old classmate. Hey, I made it, guys, she said. There you go. Look, we've got people from everywhere, brother. What you were just saying. Cliff, yeah, I know you lost 1. Actually, you lost 2 because I tell you what I did is I marked off another one, too, so you're 5-2. Yeah, he'll catch me on that.
Hopefully I'll win them all this weekend.
Yeah, there you go. Mitchell, anything else?
Yes, I wanted to speak about our elementary schools on some events that's coming up. Southside Elementary will present a Winter Wonderland December the 7th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Santa will be there for a photo opportunity. Mm-hmm. You can also, they're going to have like a pre-sale for tickets and bracelets on December the 2nd. You get 5 tickets, I believe, for $1, wristbands for $10.
Right.
But if you wait the day of, you get 4 tickets for $1 and wristbands are $12. And at Stark Elementary, they're going to have breakfast with Santa from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. December the 7th. I tell you what, Santa, he's very busy.
Yeah,
here
he's
in,
very
Bradford
busy. I
County.
know it.
Very busy.
You ought to tell Roger to keep that suit clean. Oh, my goodness. We're having fun. Ladies, you're just now joining us. This is On the Spot with David Rodgers, special edition, Tornado Watch edition. We're fixing to get to that here in just a few minutes. And look at here. Look at Cliff Smelly. Big Kevin, I know you cheat on the grading, Mr. Friday Night. Oh, he's calling me out, isn't he? Well, y'all sit there and write my pick'ems right there. I'm leading the pick'ems, by the way.
Yeah, he's also the one that keeps up with them. So
Yeah, so I do a little, I do a little bit. Yeah. Well, y'all see me writing down. Now, I'm not like Jeff Udy and picked Mississippi Gulf Coast Junior College when you're picking the Texas Baylor game.
Cliff, I think if he keeps up with the points, I think his things ought to be void.
Well, see, I'm the guy that has to buy this gift certificate, so I'm going to be buying myself one. So I'm going to go with the second guy. How about that? I'll just make it fair enough. Oh, my goodness. The winner gets a $50, seriously, the winner gets a $50 gift certificate from the Beef O'Brady's. That's not a bad prize.
This is why he doesn't grade my weather.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, Roger, how you doing there? Yeah, we miss you tonight, brother. I know you're working. Glad you're tuning in.
I got one other thing that's going in
let's do it.
Kind of in a regional area.
Sure.
It involves the city of Gainesville. Up there in Tallahassee, they had a meeting about auditing the city of Gainesville. There's some things that are not adding up correctly. So they had a vote, and it did pass.
It did.
So they will be auditing the city of Gainesville here pretty shortly.
Okay. All right.
But as far as local, that's all I've got.
Hey,
I had a mouthful, though, didn't I?
Yes, you did. But you know what? You put a lot of great information, and we definitely needed that there. So just a couple of comments right there. I know that Sandy said she just seen you there, Mitchell, just a few minutes ago. Daytona Beach is clear and 63. That ain't bad. Hey, we could have done the show from his balcony.
Hey, you better believe it because guess what? It's warmer at the beach at night than it is inland.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So
You're right.
The heat escapes back out to the ocean
Yep.
at night.
And
then it
escapes
blows back
into the
in.
atmosphere.
Yeah, I tell you, Joey Fennell's joining us, and he lives in Nashville, Tennessee. We've got people from everywhere. He used to go to Bradford High School. He says, surely Mr. Friday Night wouldn't cheat, would he? And he's got a face like this. Yeah, boy. All right, let's get on to our sponsors, and then we're going to get on to this big subject that's going on right now, and that's
football.
Tornado football right here. Our fantastic sponsors each and every week, Miracle Automotive and Recovery in Stark and McClinney. Call 24 hours a day for all your service and towing needs. 904-368-1114. That's 904-368-1114.
Hey, and it's not a miracle.
Yo, it's not, is it?
All you got to do is call.
Call. That's it. You got that right. Who done that commercial?
I think the guy sitting right next to me. I love that commercial. Every morning I hear it.
Yeah, every morning. It's not a miracle, and then we're playing Barry Manilow, right? Yeah, that's even makes it better. Harry Business Salon in the Deerfoot Plaza, open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and noon till 4 on Sundays. Our producer, Dave Holland, owns that shop, so if you need a haircut, $8. Go over there and get your hair prettied
That's
up.
right.
Hey, we got the holidays coming up. Might as well start looking good, right, Mitchell?
That's right. And I tell you, you're probably going to get real busy because I imagine that the high school's got the Christmas formal coming up
Yes,
pretty soon.
they are. You got that right. Oh, and look at here. Vicky just gave me a call a while ago. Williams Jewelry of Stark, who have changed their store hours. If you don't know their new store hours, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesdays, Dave, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturdays, 10 to 4.
Right.
How about that, huh?
And
when are you going to go pay your bill, by the way?
I don't know. I'd actually need to get my wife to go in there and look around and give me some ideas.
Well, that's not what Vicky said. Vicky said you already had it picked out. Well,
I've already looked at one.
Okay.
But you know, and speaking of that, if you don't like what she's got, she can make it
She
for
can
you.
make it for you. And I bet you, if she couldn't, I bet she can order some. I bet she can get it. She can get it in.
I bet you she can make it. She's very talented.
She's very talented. Her and her crew, whoa, the best. On the spot lawn maintenance, let the red, white, and blue take care of your green. We have your gutters and pressure washing covered and all sorts of yard maintenance needs. Hey, I own that one. Me and Bart Norton. Bart's works for us, and he's my partner in that. On the spot lawn maintenance, let the red, white, and blue take care of your green. How about that?
That's right.
Hey, we're looking for some winter work. If anybody knows of anybody, send them our way. And also, I'm not greedy. Send them Mitchell's dad's way, too. Tell him, Mitchell, who your dad is. Tell him who he is.
Glenn Gunter.
Yeah, we got plenty of work out there.
Telephone number 904-966-3017.
Say it again.
904-966-3017. And he does pretty much the same thing as Dave does. They're
Yeah.
very busy, and he's like you when
winter
grass
comes.
when grass season's about over.
He
for
does a little
cutting,
everything.
It's time to pick up limbs and clean out gutters and other odd jobs.
And there's plenty of work out there. That's why I said, hey, I'm not afraid. Hey, of course, everybody wants all the work, but there's plenty of work out there, and everybody can get a little piece of the pie. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
Right. I'll tell you what, I just hope I'm as active as my dad is at his
Yes.
age when I get there.
Yeah.
I saw him in the shop the other day.
Yeah.
He told me all these different things. I was like,
I seen your dad the
Yeah.
other day, too, and I'm like, my gosh, he walks faster than Mitchell does.
And I walk pretty quick.
You walk pretty quick. And our one of our last sponsors, Service First Mobile Small Engine Repair in McRae. Let Chuck Scarberry come to you. Call 904-703-5136 to schedule an appointment.
I'm probably going to need to call him out.
I'm going to need to call him,
Go
too.
give me an estimate on fixing my lawnmower.
Yeah. I'm probably going to need some maintenance on mine, too, before it's
I
over.
was working on mine the other day, and I said, "Whew, this thing's a pain. I think I'll call somebody to come fix it."
Now, Lucy Davis commented right here. I was just looking at some of the comments. She said, now, you know we don't do no cheating on this, right, David? Well, depends who's got the pen in their hand, Lucy, I guess. I mean, so, yeah, no, not really.
You just telling yourself?
I did. Noah Gibson, Georgia versus Texas A&M scores. We'll get to that here in just a minute for sure, Noah. Jerry Feltner's watching in. Shirley Bagwell, I will send Donnie in. Donnie, get your wallet ready, my brother. Hey, she's going to want a couple of things out of there. So, hey, you know, we got the what's the deal? The formal that comes up for the businesses. What is that called there? The chamber.
The chamber banquet.
The chamber banquet. Excuse me, I was tongue-tied there for a minute. The chamber banquet. So I'm sure Miss Shirley Bagwell will like a nice little piece of jewelry to go with her outfit that she's going to be wearing for that. So absolutely. Lucy, there's plenty with Aspen as well. I didn't know you worked there, Lucy. Okay, that's good. And Austin's Weather Service again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick into some football action. This is what this show's all about. It's about a tornado watch, baby, and it's coming your way. And that's the 6th-seeded Bradford Tornadoes versus the number 1-seeded Bowles Bulldogs in the Class 4A Region 1 final out of Jacksonville, Florida, at Bowles Field. And I'll tell you what, Mitchell, this is going to be an exciting game. But before I get to that, I need to ask Mr. Probst. Is this the latest and greatest right here, Mr. Probst? This is the one as of today, week number 3 of the college football playoffs. Let me give you the rankings, ladies and gentlemen, officially out right now. You heard it first right here. If you're not by a TV, the LSU Tigers are number 1, deservedly so, at 10-0. Number 2 is your team, the Ohio State Buckeyes, at 10-0. They're sitting in the number 2 spot. Number 3, to me, only to me, the best team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, sitting at 11-0. They're sitting at 3. The one-loss team that they say is the best in the country, y'all can agree or disagree, they say that the Georgia Bulldogs, the number 4 team in the country, at 9-1. They do have a tough game, like he said, with Texas A&M coming up. Let's see how they fare with that. Then the 5th team is the Alabama Crimson Tide on the outside looking in. And their season may have come really to an end. I don't know how this new quarterback's going to do, but Tua Tagovailoa is out for the season. He's got a dislocated hip. They're trying to get it back into place. The good news is, ladies and gentlemen, they say he's going to make a full recovery. Right. He's going to make a full recovery. So we'll see. You know, his draft stock has dropped. He was a first-rounder, probably, mid-first-round pick, right. And now he's really dropped off the first-round status.
I'll tell you what, one of those NFL teams, boy, they're going to pick him. They're going to pick him up. They're going to give him a chance. And this not being a injury to his career.
Right.
He'll be there.
Somebody will take a chance on him. Yeah. He's a good athlete.
I'll tell you who should take a chance on him.
Jacksonville.
No.
Dallas.
Cincinnati. Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals. The Bengals would love to have him. Sure.
They can use it.
They could use it. Yeah, they may take a chance. I'm going to tell you a good team that I love, and that's the number 6 ranked Oregon Ducks.
I really
9-1.
think,
I like Oregon.
I think personally, Oregon should be right up there behind Georgia. And Georgia falters. I think Oregon ought to be in that top 4.
Well, if Georgia falters, they may jump in.
I like how Oregon plays. They play 100%. It doesn't matter if it's offense, defense, special teams, or the water boy.
Yeah.
They
the water boy.
they play tough.
I'm gonna tell you what. Well, we're fixing to find out what's going to happen in the Pac-12 championship game because that team right behind them that's sitting at 7 is also a good football team.
Yes, they are.
And to me, they mirror each other. To me, Oregon opens it up just a little bit more than the Utah Utes.
Right.
They're 9-1. That's a collision course waiting to happen right there. So the Pac-12 North, the Pac-12 South, that'll be Oregon and Utah. How about that number 8? Go ahead.
Well, you know what? We are. One of those teams in the top 4 are probably going to drop out anyway, especially when LSU and Georgia have to play each other for the SEC title.
Right.
So that's going to open up the door right there. One of them is going to drop out, and whoever wins between Oregon and Utah,
may
they're
slip
going
up.
To probably be the number 4 team.
Yeah, probably so. Now, let me say this. That number 2 team there, Dave's team, the Ohio State Buckeyes, They'll probably win the game, but they're not going to have no cakewalk this week. You know, they play Penn State.
Right.
Penn State that's going to be a heck of a ball game right there, and Ohio State has got to keep playing ball because Penn State can jump on you. And speaking of that, the number 8 team in the country is the Oklahoma Sooners. They should be. They beat an undefeated Baylor, and they should be at 9-1. And that team number 9 is going to be 2-9 this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, as Ohio State and Penn State go at it. And that ought to be a whale of a ball game.
It's going to be good. And hey, I wouldn't be shocked if Penn State beats them.
And the first,
I really
I wouldn't either. And then the first 2-loss team in the poll, and rightfully so. I really think so. Right. I mean, I'm not a Florida Gator fan by any means, but the Florida Gators, I do think deserve to be there. They lost to who? The number 1 team in the country, and the Auburn Tigers. I don't know where Auburn was on that list. How far did they falter after that Georgia loss? They only dropped to 16th, and they're 7-3, so they value what Auburn – what I mean, has done. So I think Florida should be there. So that's your top 10 in this week's college football playoff poll. Let's talk about some tornado football, baby. We're all excited. We've been talking about this since that debacle and beating that happened over in West Nassau last Friday night. Yeah, I know it. I seen that old App State there and sitting at 23 with a 9-1 record. There's going to be some interesting stuff coming to see who gets that last New Year's Six bowl bid. Could be Appalachian State. You never know. Depends what Cincinnati does. Depends what Memphis does. There's some teams that are at Boise State. We'll see what happens. But
is your Florida State Seminole going to be bowl eligible?
They're already bowl eligible, no matter what happens at the game in the Swamp. Right. So they've got their 6th win.
And I told you they probably would be bowl eligible.
You did say they are playing a little bit better. I do have a little bit better feeling about the Florida game now. I'm not saying they're going to win. I thought that Florida would just go in there and maybe run a mud hole in them. But I know it's a rivalry game.
Right.
But I feel better now. They're starting to play for Odell Haggins. Odell Haggins is undefeated as a Florida State football team. So
you don't want to know why?
Yeah, Taggart out
because he can make decisions,
and he can, and the players love him and they want to play for him. So Florida will probably win the game, but I'll tell you, it's going to probably be a lot closer than what I think is going to be. So anyway, let's get on to some tornado football. Everybody knows that the state playoffs are going on, Class 1A through Class 8A. Before I start with the tornadoes, I want to say congratulations to the Union County Tigers. They're going into the 3rd round as well. Unfortunately, you drew a buzzsaw, and that's the Madison County Cowboys that you have to travel over there. Joe Pinkos, who is a sports editor and a sports guy, takes all these formulas and puts them together, says that Madison County is going to beat them by 42 points. Yikes. Good luck, Union County, as you travel over there. And the Bradford Tornadoes don't have any easier task.
No.
They moved Rains out of Class 4A, and then guess who they put in here? They put Bowles in. And Bowles is no slouch, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all know anything about Bowles football, Corky Rogers and those heydays there, they won numerous state championships. I want to say they have 6 or 7 state championships, and they won 2 or 3 of them in a row. Now, he's not there anymore. There's a new coach there. But I'm going to tell you, it's the same old Bowles. They can recruit players. They can get good players. They are a well-coached team. They're a well-disciplined team. They play with confidence. And like I said, they've got great athletes. So Bradford is going to have their work cut out for them. However, in saying that, I think Bradford has got more of this.
Yep.
I don't know all the Bowles players, and I don't know I know some of the players that I'm going to highlight about, but they got this. Bradford's got this. And when you've got that and a chip on your shoulder,
right,
you better watch out, because I'm going to tell you right now, the 6-5 Tornadoes versus the 9-1 Bowles Bulldogs right here, ladies and gentlemen. 6-5 Bradford, the number 6 seed, the Cinderella of the party, the sweetheart of the dance.
And one of the best defensive teams
yes,
in North Florida.
Yes, against the 9-1 Bowl Bulldogs. Let me give you some comparisons right here. Our squad has 41 players. Their squad has 67 players. We're on a 3-game win streak. They're on a 9-game win streak. Okay? All right. Nationally ranked, we're 1,970 out of all the high schools in the country. Bowles, 690. See the disparity there? There's a 1,300 school disparity there. Okay. Overall record, we're 6-5. We're 2-3 at home. We were 3-2 away. Now, I don't know where they got this neutral game from, so I'm going to put that under the away. So we're really 4-2 away. Overall winning percentage is 54%. Points for what we scored, 242. What we've given up, 140. All right, Bowls, 9-1 overall record. Home, 5-1. Away, they're undefeated, 4-0. Their winning percentage, 90%. Points for, here we go, right here. Everybody listen in. Here's a little disparity. They scored 373 points. They've given up 104. So they got pretty good defense too. So the numbers are a little disparity there, but here we go. How they got there. Gadsden County, the number 3 seed, the Tornadoes beat 21-0. Then last week, if you heard and watched Facebook Live or joined in on the radio broadcast, West Nassau, the number 2 seed, we went over to their place, Mitchell. What did we do? We destroyed them, didn't we?
Kicked them.
45-14. 5 interceptions in that game, 2 for touchdowns, and I'll go over some player stats in just a minute. Bowls, they beat South Walton because they got a bye the first week because they was the number 1 seed. They beat South Walton 62-6. Good grief. All right, team scoring averages. Bradford, 22 points a game is what we average. That's because our offense is just now picking up. If we'd have kept on this defensive struggle, it'd probably been about 10 or 11 points a game. But we've picked that up. Bowls, they score 37.3 points a game. Average. All right. Team stat comparison. Listen in. Bradford rushes the ball for 188 yards a game. That's picked up, Mitchell, since the beginning of the season. Bowls, 233 yards a game. Passing yards. We pass for 80 yards a game. They pass for 139.9, 140 yards a game. Total yards per game, 269 for us, 374 for them. That's the average yards per game. So what's that, Mitchell? About a 70, 80-yard difference there? All right, tackles per game. Bradford, 82.1. Bowls, 63.9. This is where we're starting to get a little bit.
That's where it flops back.
Yeah. Sacks per game. Bradford, 4 a game. Bowls, 2 a game. All right. Points per game. We allow 19.7. And they allow, no. Points per game. That's total. We score right about 20 points. They score 37. All right. Now, let me just give you some individual breakdowns. All right, Pedro Carter, or let me go to the rushing. Bradford's Eric Smith, the junior running back. He averages 82.5 yards per game. Bowls, number 8. Cade Frew is the guy that you're going to be hearing us call a lot, his name. 68.5 yards per game. So Eric outrushes him. All right. Pedro Carter, passing. This is passing yards per game. Pedro Carter, our number 8, our junior quarterback, throws the ball for 68 yards per game. Their quarterback, very good, solid athlete, Division I prospect. His name is Ben Netting. Remember that name. We'll be calling that a lot. Number 12. He throws it for 117 yards a game. Pedro Carter, total yards per game, 113 yards he accounts for each and every game. Ben Netting accounts for 150. That's the Bowls quarterback. Little disparity there, 37 yards per game. Here we go. Tackles per game. Number 24, Amon Jefferson. Y'all know that guy? Yeah. He is bad to the bone. 10.2 tackles per game. Number 5, Mac Marone, their linebacker, 8.3. All right, sacks per game. Y'all know number 24 again, Amon Jefferson? The senior defensive end and linebacker, 2 sacks a game. Number 47, Hayden Schwartz for them. You'll hear he plays defensive end. Not even a sack a game. He's 0.8. All right, points per game. Number 2, our junior running back, Eric Smith, doesn't average a touchdown per game, 4.2 points per game. Their running back, Cade Frew, averages a touchdown a game. See the balances? See the keys right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Common opponents. We both had 2. Okay. On 9/27, Bradford played University Christian here in Bradford. We lost 8-7. And y'all know how we lost that, Mitchell. Do you want to explain to everybody how we lost that game? The last 2 minutes of the game, they went down and scored a touchdown, and then they went for a 2-point conversion.
Right.
And they got it all in the last not even the last, about a minute and a half.
Minute and a half. Yep.
Yep.
And we just couldn't hold them on the 2-point conversion.
Right.
We held them. Would have been tied game, and no telling we could have came out with the W.
Got some more time to play.
Right. All right. University Christian. They played them. Bowles did. Back on August the 24th. First game of the season. They lost 21-14 to them. We lost by 1. They lost by 7. All right. Bradford played Palatka on October the 18th. That's where we started our win streak. We won that game 41-24. Bowles played them 2 weeks prior on 9/27, and they beat Palatka 47-6. Now, we put in a lot of young players in that game. I want to say that. We put a lot of young players. And remember, they scored 2 quick touchdowns on us. Yeah. That game should have been 41-13, and that would have been a little.
It scared me because I was
it did.
Oh, no, let's not do this.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so that's our 2 common opponents. You can see how close that is. All right, Bradford, 6-5 overall. They're 9-1 overall. We're in 4-5 in non-league play. They're 8-1. Non-league play is there is no league anymore. There is no districts anymore. So that's what you finished your record with. Head-to-head, we ain't played head-to-head yet, so it's a 0. Common opponents, we're 1-1 against our common opponents. How about that? Home, this is where we faltered a little bit. We were 2-3 at home. We had 5 home games. We were 2-3. They were 5-1. University Christian beat them in Bowles Field. So that can be done. I wanted y'all to know that. Right. That can be done. Away. We're 3-2 away. They're 4-0 away.
And I like that we got a better record on the road because
I do too.
We're going to be on the road.
Yep. Neutral site, I don't know where they got that. In the playoffs, here's the difference. 2-0 in the playoffs right here. We are because we had to play because we were the 6th seed. And then they're 1-0 because they got the bye.
Right.
I think that extra game gives us a little bit more momentum. You know what I mean? We're ready to play. You're fresher to play. Of course, and look who's joined us, Mr. Brian Bagwell.
Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Come on in.
Why it doesn't matter?
Why is that?
What is your favorite saying?
Yeah, you got that right. And I'll say that in a minute. Out-of-state opponents. We had one. That's Pierce County, Georgia,
right,
which is playing for a state championship or trying to play for a state championship.
And they actually won last Friday
night. I'm glad you looked at it.
They picked up the win, and they're moving on as well.
And they only beat us 10-0.
And they're like ranked number one or two.
In their classification.
Right.
So and they only beat us 10-0, and that was in the fourth quarter. Remember, 0-0 for the whole time right there, for a lot of it. So that's just some breakdown and some stats right there for you, gentlemen. If y'all are listening, I do want to go over a couple of key players for them and for us as well. But before I do that, I want to go back and recap last week's game. And you're exactly right. Bowles' last title was 2011. That's 8 years ago. They're looking for another one. They're trying to. They have 11 state championships, 10 under Corky Rodgers. Remember, I told you they won several back to back to back. And that's exactly what has happened there. So, let me give you some key players of note from last week's game. Junior running back Eric Smith scored on 2 nice TD runs of 29 and 38 yards. Senior running back Brian Foster, an 18-yard touchdown run. Junior quarterback Pedro Carter threw a 35-yard TD pass to senior wide receiver Travis Lee, which was a thing of beauty. And Carter also ran for a 14-yard touchdown run. And the defense swarmed all night as we had 5 interceptions on the night, not including all the sacks that we had and the harassments that we had. So, oh my God. Senior Walker Crook had a 40-yard TD return to the house. An interception return for a TD to the house by senior Amon Jefferson, number 24, Mr. Little Do of Everything, had a 38-yard return for a TD. Cam Thomas, I got to give you props. Hey, I called you. We seen it. You got called for a for a interference penalty, and the next play, what do?
Turn
You
around.
just turn around and pick off the pass, don't you, and return it 21 yards. My goodness, you see what these kids are doing? I'm not letting one play affect me. Okay, it's a negative
that
thing.
happened a while ago.
That happened a while ago.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
It's moving forward. That's right.
Nadro Davis. John, it wasn't a thing of beauty what Nadro Davis intercepted. Nadro came out of nowhere and was near the sideline, and he basically dove and caught this ball like right here almost off the ground. I'm telling you, these boys are ready to play. So my question to the audience is, and I'm going to get the panel, we did it a little bit earlier. My question to the panel is, what do you think the score will be between Bradford and Bowles? Simple enough. I'd like for you to answer that. John will put that up there as we get them or as we see them. That touchdown catch was by Nadro. Not what we seen, Cliff. We seen it was Travis Lee. I'll give it to Nadro, though, because that means he made a couple of good plays. But anyway, yeah, I would like to know what y'all think that the score is going to be for that Bradford and Bowles game. So I've got the panel of the round table. This is your Tornado Watch right here for Tuesday night. And I believe Friday, there may be a warning.
There's definitely going to be a warning.
There's definitely going to be a warning.
I want to mention something. You know, our team's way smaller than a lot of these other teams. And
Yeah.
we have to play both ways.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I think that helps out our corners, which our wide receivers are our corners.
Yeah.
Because they know what to expect right off the bat than someone just playing as a defensive back.
Right.
Sure they do, and the conditioning
It
better
really,
too.
really helps. Helps them see the play, how it's happening. Even if they try to throw a disguise at it, they know what's going on.
Right.
To pick off those balls like they were doing last Friday night.
While y'all are doing that and the panel thinks about what they're going to say, I just want to give you the schedule for Bowles and how it all fared out. On 8/24, y'all know that they lost to University Christian 24 to or 21 to 10, or yes, what it was, 21-14. Excuse me, 21-14. All right. They also played Hialeah Miami Lakes. They beat them 43-0. They beat St. Augustine the following week 28-7. They beat Creekside right there from St. John's, Florida, 24-21. They beat Palaca, as we said, 47-6. Then they played Melbourne Central Catholic. They beat them 48-6. Then they played Clay High School. Clay don't always have a bad team. They're usually in the playoffs and have a pretty good team. They may have had a down year this year. They beat them 41-7. John Carroll Catholic, they beat 45-20. Here is where Terrence, one of the Lake City coaches, he's the defensive line coach, was telling me Mainland was the number one team in their class as far as the number one seed, how they was all going to play. Robert Lee's going to have to play Mainland. Well, Bowles went and played Mainland right before the season ended, and they beat Mainland 21-10. And that's a Class 6A school, which is okay. That's good. That's good. All right, South Walton, they beat 62-6. Okay, set that over there. All right, here's Bradford's schedule. We beat Baker 27-24. We lost a game at Baldwin that all you gentlemen knows we shouldn't have lost, 14-6. Bad weather, just wasn't clicking. All right, University Christian, the one game that probably gets me out of all these games is this one right here. We lost that 8-7 in the last minute and a half, as Mitchell said, and they went for a 2-point conversion. The next game I don't really like either. We had West Nassau all over the ropes in that game, and we let them come back and score too. They beat us 16-13. Then PK Young come a-calling, and PK Young we beat 21-0. Now, in between there, ladies and gentlemen, which they didn't put because they only list Florida schools, was a school called Pierce County, Georgia.
Yep, the
Pierce
Bears.
County, the Bears. They're number one or number two in their state, and they're playing for a state championship too. They went to the state championship game last year and lost in the final, so they're looking to win it now.
I want to say they won last weekend, like 23 or 26 to 3 or 6, something like
So
that.
nice win for
So
them.
they-
Another good win
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, and what we all seen, gentlemen, they're a well-disciplined football team. They're well
really
coached.
are.
They're big.
They
There's
got
some big
good
Joes.
sized guys
They
on the
sure
offensive,
do.
defensive line.
But our boys played them tough, 10-0. All right, then we went over. PK Young come to us for homecoming. We beat them 21-0, and I think this is where it all started. Palaca, we beat 41-27. Then we went to South Sumter. We had a chance to win that game in the last minute, and Pedro Carter just threw that last costly interception right there, and that sealed our fate on that. But 28-26, South Sumter, ladies and gentlemen, is playing Cocoa on the other side in Region 2. Whoever wins the Bowles-Bradford game is going to play the winner of that game. And then the South region has got Booker T in it, Cardinal Gibbon. There's several really good teams there. So we'll see what happens. Then we went to Fort White and won 35-0. Then we went over to Gadsden County, shut them out 21-0, and that's the first round of the playoffs. Right. As the 6th seed, beat the number 3 seed there. All right. Then everybody says Joe Pinko's and everybody, West Nassau is going to beat Bradford by 3 points, 7 points. Wrong answer. Number 2 seed. Goodbye. Yeah. So now that leaves.
What was that score?
That would be 40. They got it 45-13. I thought the boy made the field goal. Let's call it 45-13. Bradford. So Big Red was doing it up there. Now we get the David versus Goliath matchup. We get the Cinderella darling versus the Giant. Bradford, the number 6 seed. The number 6 seed.
But the thing is,
Goes to Bowles, the number 1 seed. All right.
but then again, when Bowles played those other schools,
Uh-huh.
how good was those other schools' defenses?
Well,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true. That's true. That's true. All right. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to you, Byron. You tell me what you think.
Well, I said last.
Which one are you?
That's you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I said last week, and I'm going to stick by it. I think the score is going to be 28-13, and I think Bradford's going to win the football game. I think the offense is clicking now, and the defense is always click. And I don't think they've seen a team like this. Really don't think that they have. And I really honestly believe we're going to come out and really shock them at how fast some of our players are and how good our defense is. Mm-hmm. And I really think it's going to be 28, maybe 3.
But you don't
by,
give
by
them
the time half is over.
And you think they just back and forth there?
Back and forth there, and then
And
we end up winning
28-13
by 15 points.
All right.
I really believe that Bradford has a team that's that good. From that point, we'll see what happens. But
All right. Glad you could join us, Byron Bagwell, just coming in from our special assignment. Glad you went over there and checked on Bowles for us. I know you're going to be telling us some little insight there.
Yeah.
Michael Heater, thank you for joining us tonight, sir, as well. I know you had some issues going on as well. I know you're thinking about a lot of other things. Why don't you tell us what you think is going to happen in this ball game on Friday night as we have a tornado watch that's going to be coming a tornado warning?
Yeah, I'm excited about the game. Looking forward to going up there for the game. I'm concerned because I think that Bowles is going to pull out all the stops. Mm-hmm. I think that they realize that there's a lot more to the Tornadoes, and I think some teams have underestimated us. I think we've shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And I think that the entire focus for the Bulldogs is going to be on really putting on a solid, well-rounded performance. That being said, we have to do the same thing.
Right.
To that end, I still believe that the Tornadoes are going to pull it off, but it is going to be a very close game.
Okay.
To the point where I would say it's a 1 to 2 point, and a simple mistake will cost them. I believe that it's going to be,
Bowles that makes that mistake?
I'm hoping Bowles makes a mistake.
Okay.
What we need is for the defense to shine.
Right.
With the defense, and I think
It
they will.
has.
It has.
Yeah.
And I think as we mentioned last week with Nassau, I think the team that controls the turnovers controls the victory. So to that end, I'm looking at realistically, I'm looking like at 24-23
Tornadoes?
Tornadoes.
24-23. Nice.
But,
Wow.
But it is. I think it's going to be. And my biggest concern is that if Bowles jumps early and hard, and we start playing catch up, they've just simply got to stay on task and stay focused. Don't let
Adversity is going to happen in games.
it is, and,
Yep.
and how we react to it is going to be the key in this situation. And for me, I think what we're going to end up having to do is look beyond the score in the first quarter and simply stick to a game plan and don't get in panic mode, because I have a sneaking suspicion Bowles is going to come out and just run it right down their throat and try to take an early lead, possibly as much as 2 touchdowns, and they've got to stay on their plan, stay on task, and really play 60 or 48 minutes of football.
Gotcha. That's a very good breakdown right there. Ask your mom if she predict the score for us.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't want that.
Oh, I don't want that? Nah. All right. Shirley, predict the score for us. All right, John. What do you think? Talk to me.
34-21 Bradford.
34-21 Bradford. Okay. Austin and Pops, what do y'all think?
This one's gonna be a hard one.
Okay. Well, while I'm waiting on you to come up, I've got some up here. Bill Edgerton says that Bowles is going to win 38-21. He is a graduate of Bowles High School, class of 1980. So, okay, Bill, I got you down. Yep. Bill, have you seen our defense lately? I know Bowles is good too, though, man. I ain't going to lie to you. They are good. So, Bowles 38-21, he says. Bowles and a tornado. Jacqueline Russell says 21-10 Bradford. Joey Fennell says 42-24 Bradford. Okay, Austin?
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with Michael's point. 23-24, Bradford, because the reason I'm saying that is because this one
33-24.
is going to be a cliffhanger and a nail biter. This is going to be 2 teams battling out wits, literally.
I agree, Austin. I agree.
We might have to have you on paramedic duty with watching the 2 in the stands that are
That one right
doing
there.
it. Yeah. Someone
Yeah.
someone might not.
I may need it. I may need it. All right. Sean Bergen says 35-28 Bradford. Okay, Dave?
Wow, they're really kind of evenly matched.
Yeah, you heard all those stats, right? And put all those stats together. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think Bradford's going to take it by 1 point.
Wow.
Maybe 15-14
You like it 15-14
Bradford.
Okay.
I'm going to go for that extra point.
For a 2-point play somewhere? Okay. All right.
Now,
Mitchell?
bear with me.
All right. I'll bear with
Bowles
you.
will jump out first.
Okay.
I think they will be ahead at halftime. Mm-hmm. I think we'll have to, just like Michael said, just stay on task, do your job, and at the end, I got Bradford 27, Bowles 23.
I like that score, Mitchell. I really do. All right. 27-23. All right. Any other predictions? I got anybody else in right there? Samantha Prater says 24-21 Bradford. Okay, Samantha, I'll take that.
Dave, I keep on thinking back to something one of the coaches said. Bowles hadn't seen anybody like Bradford. I keep on thinking back to that when we start talking about
too.
all these close scores.
Yep.
And they haven't seen a team like this. They're liable to get the shock of their lives. Because, I mean, this little podunk school goes up to Jacksonville to this private school. I really believe they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder.
We're not the little sisters of the poor that they think we are.
No. Bradford County's never been the little sisters of the poor in football.
No.
I mean,
You know why I said 27, right?
Yeah.
I figured that we'll probably at least miss one.
Nadro will miss one.
One
Yeah, I
extra
figured.
point,
Okay.
one extra point.
So I look at it this way. I watched some film on these guys, and me and Kevin was in there doing our promos this weekend. We was researching some of these players. I can tell you right now, Coach Tomlinson, if you're listening, and any of those other coaches that are on there, you've already seen it. I'm going to tell you right now, Bowles is trying an onside kick the very first play of the game. Out of 10 times they played, they've done it 7. Bradford better watch out right there on the front right there.
I bet
And
you-
they've recovered all 7,
I bet
by the
you
way,
we'll-
because nobody was expecting it.
I bet you we'll
So,
have our
Our good hands
good
team.
hands up front.
Yeah, so
Just in case.
yeah, so they're going to try to set the tone of the game that way. If Bradford recovers right there at the 50-yard line, that means we got great field position to start a drive, and all you got to do is let Smith or Foster bust one, and they're going to take it to the house.
Well, and the other good thing is if you don't do good on that first drive going down, you're near the 50.
Right.
You can pin them deep.
Right.
And you know what football is? It's
It's
a
a game of field
inches.
position. Yeah, a
It's
game of inches. Yeah.
Game of
Position
inches.
inches.
So, so either way, it can help out a lot.
I agree.
Honestly, I think that Bradford's got a good chance against that onside kick because if you remember in the West Nassau game, the first kickoff they tried.
They
was
tried
an
a little.
onside kick,
Yeah, they sure
and
did.
He grabbed it right up off the ground. Now, mind
Yeah.
you, that ground was wet. And
Yes, it was.
in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
you're
not
right.
grab it. Just fall on it.
Well,
Just fall on it. Yeah, don't
he
try to
grabbed
be.
that ball and ran it for 13 yards first play of the game.
Well, there's a way to stop. There's
Ask-
a way to stop that too. All you do is put Nadro up there in front instead of back to receive.
Receive it. Yeah.
Put one of the running backs back there.
It's
to
Smith or Foster.
and back there to receive the
You put them
ball.
on. You put them on the second line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let the ball bounce over your head and
Yeah.
let one of the guys in the
Guys.
back pick it up.
Yes,
back, pick it up. That's exactly right. And I mean,
Ask Scott
You
Smith.
don't
He
want
said
somebody
21, 21, and
with that
28. What does that mean?
Right.
you don't want somebody with that speed grabbing an onside kick. You just, I mean, you really just don't want somebody with that speed grabbing an onside kick.
and
That's
you
the way
ju-
you stop it. I mean,
And you just want to dive on the ball and hold it. Don't try to pick up and run with it. That becomes a dangerous situation.
Anthony Black says
Jump on the ball.
21 to 28, last minute drive. Bradford breaks a long touchdown run. Calls it 28-21 in the last minute. I don't know what Scott Smith says. 21-21. And you just got it? Elaborate, please. All right. While he's doing that, like I said, watch out for the onside kick. I think Bradford's got to play with great discipline. This is a well-disciplined team, well-coached team. They're not going to make mistakes. They're not going to make those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, right.
Now, if we pop them, they may fumble them. They're not going to make unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, personal foul penalties, late hits. They're not going to do any of that.
One thing that we've got to do when our defensive line comes up there to the line, please look down and see where you're placing your hands and make sure you're not lined up in a neutral zone because we get called for that a lot. I think we got called for it, 3 times? Last Friday?
Well, West Nassau did. West
Okay.
Nassau got called for it, but
Okay.
usually it's us.
But usually
it's us. Yeah, we played with a
uh,
lot of discipline last week, and you're exactly right.
just take the time, look down, see where the ball is before you place your hand down so we don't get those little 5-yard penalties. And you know what? 5 yards means a lot if it's 3rd and 4.
Yep.
It will
That's
hurt
an
you
automatic
bad.
first down.
First down, and we
Yep.
don't need
Or
to give them
4th
those.
and 3. We gave
Right.
them a first down that
Right.
way the other night,
Yeah,
too.
we don't want to do that.
All right. So I say, got to play well disciplined. Hey, if it starts getting physical, if it starts, they're getting up in you, back off, Bradford.
Throw your hands up.
Throw your hands up. Let the referee make the call. Execute your offense just like you have been doing. Run the ball, mix a little run, throw, and pass. Let the quarterback take it every once in a while. Defensively, don't change anything except I would ask for them to do one thing. They like to run the wing tee and the veer.
Right.
Y'all all know what that is.
Love it.
Mr. Frew, the guy that's their main guy, plays that little wingback position. He comes around, stay at home, make the play.
You have to play. You have to play.
You have to play disciplined football with that because all he's got to do is take it. If that defensive end's crashing in, He's gone down the field, and then you're asking your corners or safety to make assignment
It's
football.
assignment defense.
It's assignment defense.
Assignment defense. is what it
Assignment
is.
football.
And I'm telling you, you're going to see us probably loading up the box. You're going to see 7 men in the box. We're going to be playing man on the outside.
The other thing that I don't want to see is Coco destroyed us 2 years ago on this. Was was it last year? I forgot. But anyway, they throw that wide receiver screen. I mean, they throw it right there, and that guy would break it 6, 7, 8, 10 yards down the field. They're going to do some of that too. Stay at home, make the tackle. Make the tackle right there. Don't let that guy get outside of you.
No.
They've been swarm tackling anyway.
Grab a hold of him and wait for help.
Wait for help. Exactly
That's what you
right.
do.
So
Well,
don't let that receiver
And not
make
only
out
that,
10 and 12 yards on
Not
you.
only that, you press the receivers.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to throw that screen pass because you have a DB on top of the receiver.
Right.
That ball coming out there that far
Right.
with a pressed DB has a very good chance of being picked off. And
Correct.
they'll only do that one time.
Only one time.
Yeah, if you're playing
Yep.
man, you might as well jam them coming off the line.
Yep.
I don't know
So-
why more people don't play defense like that because you take a chance of getting burned and you leave your safety on an island, but at the same time, if you disrupt the timing of the pass, you've disrupted the timing of the pass.
The only thing that I see that Bowles does better than us, everything else matches up pretty good. Y'all heard the stats. Everything matches up pretty good. I think where they get us at, if it comes down to that, and Tony Black, I hope you're right. I hope if it's a real close game that Smith or Foster bust off a long run. But if it comes down
I know where you're going.
to a field goal to win this game,
Oh, yeah.
Bowles is definitely a lot better than we are in that department. They've got a kicker that's a Division 1A kicker. If they get inside the 35, they're going to try a field goal.
Field goal.
They're going to try a field goal, and this kid is pretty good. Their punter is excellent. Now, Nadro punts the ball well. I think we can offset that. But if it comes down to a game-winning field goal, Bradford for the last few years have not really had a great field goal kicker. Nadro Davis has, for the last 2 years, has been doing a fantastic job on doing that. We need a kicker. He's trying to do everything. He's an all-purpose player, and he's trying to do everything.
Right.
You need to get you a solid kicker. Bowles can do that because they go out and recruit these people. Their kicker, you know where he's from? You know where he's from?
California, right?
Pretty close. South Africa.
Well, didn't you say there was the player that they had was from California?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, so
He was a
he's
soccer
from
player.
Johannesburg,
He's a
South
soccer-
Africa.
And you said one of them was from Israel. Or
Yeah,
something like that. One of
there's
the
a
players
fullback from Israel.
from Israel.
Israel. So you see what Bradford's doing? Bradford's bringing our little 27,000 people and putting together a team, and we're playing against the world.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I said. It's David versus Goliath.
Well, and that's how they had. That's how they had to go into the game.
Game.
It's us versus the world.
That's it. Us versus the world.
You know.
But that kicker's from Johannesburg, South Africa. Bradford can't get that.
I'll
you
tell
know?
you what I should do. I should get my son,
Uh-huh.
get him out there on the field, and start kicking field goals now.
Yeah.
Have you seen the size of the foot on that
Oh,
kid?
yeah. Why don't you? They need a kicker. But anyway, I think if it comes down to that, Bradford loses that particular battle right there if it comes down to that, unless we block it, of course. So, Coco, yes, 7-3 in the regular season. They're still the number 1 seed down there, and good luck South Sumter on trying to beat them down there in Coco. But anyway, I like it, and that's what I'll say about the game. I like it, Bradford. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring. When I mean by high scoring, I think the over and under is 50 points. I like the over a little bit. I like Bradford to win this game 35-28. I think they're going to score 5 touchdowns somewhere in the thing. So I like them 35-28.
I don't have a problem with that.
You don't have a problem with
I don't have
that?
a problem with that.
If our defense gets hot,
Well,
they
right,
intercept
and I'm
one or
just
two and
saying-
take it back to the house.
House, yeah, and that's exactly right.
I think all of these scores are underestimating our defense. Is what I think they're doing. Because it's good. Our defense is the real deal. I mean, it is the real deal.
It is. I just want to really quickly for all you ladies and gentlemen, and please tell all your friends to go back and watch this show. This was about Bradford football tonight. A tornado watch that's going to become a tornado warning Friday night. And we want everybody to go out there live and root your team on. Wear all red. Make that a sea of red, and go out there and support them. But if you can't, you'll be able to catch it with me and Big Kevin Howe.
Right.
On the radio, WAG Eagle Country 106.3, pregame show at 7:15, kickoff at 7:30, and we're also going to have a Facebook Live. So anybody that can't make it or is out of the area or whatever, Barn Bagwell, you'll be able to watch Facebook
I
Live.
will be sitting in a social barn in Cheyenne, Oklahoma.
We're going to have,
listening to the Bradford County football game.
And you're going to tell all the guys in there, hey, this is my team playing for a regional final.
That is
my small school.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, too.
Now, Michael Heater, aren't they going to have a thing starting at 4:30 to get ready to send them off?
Yeah, they're
Yep.
still working out the logistics of that, but yeah, there's going to be a big send off.
So
It's the football team posted it not long ago. It's 4:15
Down Pratt Street?
301 north of Pratt Street.
North
Yep,
Pratt Street.
north of
Yep.
Pratt Street. So if you got a chance, get your car out there, park on the side of the road,
'Cause he's
root
absolutely
them on
right.
while they're leaving out to go into bowls.
Yeah, Dwight Allen's comment here. Public high schools should not have to play against private schools like Bowles, who can recruit players like a college can. I agree. I think they ought to have their
100%.
own division in the state. There's enough of them. Shoot, they could probably make 2 divisions and play. Y'all play it out. Let us play our little deal. You know what I mean?
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I
And
want
then-
Bradford to
and
go
then if
shock
you-
the world right here.
And then if you really want to do it, you could add an extra game at the end of it and play and call it a super title or super state title
Right.
or whatever you want to, and have the number 1 private school in each division play the number 1 public school in each division.
Right.
You could do things like that. But you have to think forward with it, and sometimes they don't think forward. They just throw things together, like
Right.
private schools and with public schools.
All right.
I wish they wouldn't have done. I would have done what I just said when I was in high school. So.
Exactly. I want to read off Bradford's football roster, if y'all don't mind, to give a chance for everybody to be mentioned. We don't call a lot of guys' name out on the radio because sometimes they're not in the play. But this is Bradford's football roster. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, tell all your mothers and friends and all the dads, hey, listen in, because On the Spot with David Rodgers and their crew read out every football player's name and talked about Bradford football like you wouldn't believe. We're proud of our team. We're proud of our kids, and we all think they're going to go get a victory. So here we go. Bradford's football roster. Dante Balfour plays free safety as well. He actually plays corner and wide receiver. He's a junior, 6'2", 170 pounds. Eric Smith, a junior running back. Austin Lavelle, number 3, wide receiver. Number 4, Nadro Davis, plays strong safety, wide receiver. They just
Everything.
list him an athlete. Exactly. Number 5, one of my favorite players, Malik Hankerson, plays outside linebacker, a little strong safety, lines up on the defensive line. He's a senior. Jay Sudi, you know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Udy's son. That's exactly right. Senior wide receiver. Another one of my favorite players is Walker Crook. Plays defensive backs. Yes, he is up for player of the week. Yes, he is. So, senior wide receiver, defensive back. He plays a little defensive back. He plays a little strong side linebacker as well. Number 8, our junior quarterback, Pedro Carter. List him as quarterback and athlete. He's a junior. He'll be back next year. Emery Banks, number 9. You've heard me call his name. Plays defensive end and outside linebacker. He's a senior. Cam Thomas plays wide receiver and corner. Made an interception last week. He's a senior. Tyreek Oliver plays a little bit of linebacker. Number 12, he's a senior. How about number 13? Javier Acosta plays that slot a little bit, wide receiver. He's a senior. Number 14, Travis Lee, wide receiver, athlete. He's a junior. He'll be back. Number 15, unfortunately for this young man, we've seen him get hurt, and that was Jackson Smith. He would be our backup quarterback right now. We've seen that injury. It tore his MCL and ACL. That kid is unfortunately, hopefully he's going to be able to regain his sports back. But he was a junior. They got to listen to him, but I think he's a junior. He may be back.
A lot of therapy.
Yeah, a lot of therapy.
Yep.
Number 17, Jeff Cook's son, teaches at the high school, Gabe Cook. Let me tell you something. That kid right there, man, ain't afraid to hit you. If you've heard me, man, say, oh, my gosh, Gabe Cook He will
leveled
put,
somebody.
he plays linebacker. He plays the outside and the middle. He's a senior. Isaiah Crum, number 18. He plays corner. He's an athlete. He's a junior. Eli Gillum plays a little running back. He's a freshman. Number 21, Sterling Roberts, plays wide receiver, strong safety, and free safety. He's a junior. Number 22, you've heard me call this name a little bit, Donovan ATN. Plays outside linebacker. He's a safety, a little athlete as well. He's a senior. Number 23, Jannard Williams, plays linebacker. He's a junior. He's been in on a few plays. How about number 24, guys? Y'all know who that is?
Amon Jefferson.
Amon Jefferson. Yep, you got that. Amon Jefferson plays defensive end. He's a senior. Number 25, Demetrius Pringle. He's a freshman. He's gotten in on a couple of ball games. Number 28, one of my other favorite running backs. Hey, that's running back Brian Foster, number 28. He's a senior. 5 foot, 880 pounds, and he can carry a team if he wants. Number 30, Nolan Jennings plays outside linebacker. He's a sophomore. Devontae Thompson plays running back. He's a freshman. Number 33, Jeremiah Hernandez plays middle linebacker, defensive line. He's a junior. Number 42, how about this name for you? Sincere Hankerson, defensive end, sophomore. Cole Crosby, number 44. Number 50, here starts with our offensive line, which has done a whale of a job the last 6 to 7
Yes,
games.
they have.
Number 50, Drake Barber plays offensive line and defensive line. He's a senior. Number 52, Jonathan Henderson. Great job, too, at the defensive tackle position. He's a sophomore. Number 53, Easton Wynn. He plays a little bit of line. Marcel Henderson, number 57. He plays an offensive line position. He's a sophomore. Number 60, Gavin Woods. Great player. Center and nose guard. Senior. Number 66, Elijah Williams. Plays defensive end. He's a freshman. Number 67, Daniel Stone. Offensive line and defensive line. He's a junior. How about this name? Mikey Porciazzo plays center. He's a junior. Good. He's a good player as well. Number 72, David Bars plays tackle and guard. He's a senior. 80, Brody Carter plays defensive back, plays a little tight end. He's a junior. And y'all have heard me call this name, number 99, defensive tackle, senior Jameer Tyson. So
That name right there, with a last name like that, you have to play center.
yes, you do.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to play center for
Yes,
that one.
you do. That's your roster for your Bradford Tornadoes. If you hear any of those names called, that's where we got them. If you want to get that, you can go to Max Preps and get that as well. Want to thank our coaching staff. Head coach Brian Tomlinson came from the school down the road because I don't want to do no push-ups. Rob Charles, defensive coordinator. Adrian Mosley, offensive line coach. Wendell Shanks, defensive backs coach. Caleb Dukes, wide receivers coach. Adrian Tucker, running backs coach. Kyrus Ardley, he used to play for Bradford, is our defensive back coach. And I want to thank our principal.
Right.
Go ahead, give us
Mr. Simpson.
Mr. Simpson, Ms. Jim Simpson, and all the staff over there. We've got Lindley Sexton.
Right.
Now it's Lindley Atkins. I used to know her as Lindley Sexton. Lindley Atkins and Chris Coffey's over there. Want to thank all those guys, and I want to thank our school board. Stacy Creighton on down. I want to thank you for everything that you've helped put together here as we're trying to make Tornado football successful. Just want to hit a couple of guys on the Bowls roster. All right. Will Netting. You'll hear me call that name quite a bit. You're going to hear me call Cade Frew, number 8, quite a bit. Ben Netting, Division I quarterback. He's a 6'1", 180-pound senior. Duke's looking at him, several schools. You'll see that this kid can play. You're going to hear me call, let me see, who else here? You're going to hear me call Tyson Riley quite a bit. He plays defensive back, exceptional with his hands. And you're going to hear me call Trey Powers. No, not Trey Powers, excuse me. Jack Hogan, their tight end, they use quite a bit. And then, where's our line? Breland Madison, number 59. You're going to hear me call quite his name a bit, and then they rotate players in and out. So that'll be the names that you'll be looking out for the Bowls Bulldogs. And, gentlemen, I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a show. That was a heck of a deal talking Bradford Tornado football. Real quick, around the table, final thoughts, Byron.
I want to tell everybody to have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. This will be my last show for the next couple.
Right.
I'm going to be out of town.
Right.
I hope your family and you have a very, very good Thanksgiving. And my suggestion is leave the news off
There you go.
right now because it's absurd.
You're hunting rabbits, right?
Rabbits?
I'm hunting. I'm hunting jackalope.
Jackalope.
I'm hunting jackalope is what I'm hunting.
Okay.
Yeah. You do know this is Robin now, right? You did hear that. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Lord,
Yeah.
have
Hey,
mercy.
Yeah,
Remember
but
Jack
especially while you're gone, he's going to have to be Robin. He says, "Why can't I be Batman?" Well, I'm bigger. I could be Batman. He could be Robin.
I told him he could be Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and then he told me I'd be Wonder Woman. Good grief, Michael Heater.
I don't think
Real
so.
quick.
You don't look as good as Wonder
No
Woman
way,
does.
ever.
Yeah. Spread the word. Tune in Friday night. If you're local in Stark, WAG 106.3 Eagle. If not, hit us up on Facebook Live. It's going to be a great game. And again, we're going to upgrade this to a tornado warning. It's going to be an exciting time Friday night.
Wow, John.
Go Tornadoes.
Go Tornadoes, Austin.
F7.
It'll be good weather for it, and for the most part, no rain.
Good.
I was looking at Saturday night is when our next cold front's coming through with possible upper 30s for Swanee River Valley.
Yikes.
And I got as far down the calendar as the 13th of December. Can't get the 14th until tomorrow, but I'm looking at upper 60s during the day and lows around 40 at night.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful.
No rain right now as of right now.
Temperature of the game, Austin.
Temperature of the game
Friday
should
night.
be right in the lower 60s to upper 50s.
Oh boy, yeah, we got
Football
great
weather.
football weather.
Football
Dave
weather.
Holland, final thoughts.
I'm just excited Friday night, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good game.
Yes, it
I
is.
can't wait.
I hear
Can't
you.
sleep at night thinking about it.
Me neither. Hey, I may let you do play-by-play and let me go down there and watch it. Mitchell Gunner.
All I can say is, go Tornadoes. Let's go get that win.
Tornadoes.
Yeah.
And
Red.
you said that you were hunting jackalope.
Yeah.
Remember on America's Most Funniest Videos, they had the jackalope?
Yeah.
He used to say,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Catch me. I want to say congratulations to the Bradford Tornado football team. Regional final is the number 6 seed. You're the Cinderella. Go up there and prove to these guys and all these people up there in Jacksonville, Florida, what the real deal's all about. You play with heart. You play with passion. You're coached very well, and I guarantee you're going to make us proud. If you can say to everybody in your community and to your teammates and to your coaches that you put 110% out there and that scoreboard says 31-28 bowls, you're still our champions,
That's
brother.
exactly
Can't hang
right.
your head
You
down.
can't hang your head down
That's
on
exactly
that.
right.
A better team, a better night got you that, and that's it. But I think it's going to be a little different. I think you're going to go there and bust them square in the mouth, and I'm just waiting forward to make this call. And I love you guys, and y'all be safe going up there. As we wrap up our show tonight, we want to thank absolutely Sheriff Gordon Smith and the entire Bradford County Sheriff's Office team for their hospitality. Also, props to our marketing and advertising guru, John Probst, who tuned in tonight for us as well. And for the quick and dirty as well, Roger Cruz and Austin Stevens for the sports and weather updates. On behalf of the entire On the Spot team, everyone have a great evening. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Tornado football, go live. If you can't listen
Big
in,
Red.
go Big Red. Hey, let's bring one home. Let's go to a state semifinal. God bless you and
Absolutely.
good night.
Good night, everybody.